Yo Joe, and welcome back to another GI Joe review on my channel. Today for the first time we are taking a look at a GI Joe Retaliation figure, the 2012 film with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. As you can see, this is Kwinn. So ages 4+, this was from wave 3.5, I believe. You can see Kwinn includes tracker weapons and gear. This figure did come from my buddy Tim, so we got it for $25. You can still find Kwinn relatively easily out there. This is kind of sort of the going price for this figure, really. And you can see on the back of the packaging, we get a better look at all of the accessories that come packed with Kwinn. So as the box focuses there, you can see we've got a shotgun, a tomahawk, a rucksack, a .50 caliber machine gun on a tripod, a hunting rifle, and a kind of pike. And then we also have a little bio up here that says Kwinn is a mysterious mystic mercenary who once worked for Cobra but switched sides to work with the GI Joe team. He's an expert tracker, hunter, and woodsman, and a crack shot with pistols, rifles, harpoons, and machine guns. So perhaps this is a harpoon. And as you can see, we have got all of the other figures from the line on the side there. So you've got Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander, Storm Shadow, Cobra Combat Unit, Comrade Duke Hauser, Firefly, and Joe Colton. So this was really the latter wave of Retaliation figures. This was when Hasbro realised that taking the articulation away from GI Joes was a huge mistake. So this last wave they really went back to basics to give us some really good GI Joe figures. I do want more of these. I really want to get a lot of the Retaliation line, so if you know where I can get some, do let me know. I'm definitely on the lookout for more. And let's open Kwinn up here, so it feels a little bit sacrilegious to be tearing open this Joe packaging all these years later, but I am an opener and a toy photographer. And you can see as we pull Kwinn out, this figure is absolutely packed with accessories, and I mean packed. We've already had one drop out already as well. This is back in the heyday of GI Joes when there were lots of accessories with your 3 3/4 inch figures. It really has never been better than this. I don't think it ever will get as good as this again, unfortunately. 3 3/4 inch seems to be a scale that a lot of original sort of toy lines are now passing up. I will never fully understand why the GI Joe 3 3/4 inch line no longer exists. It is such a shame because there were some really phenomenal toys released over the course of that line. I mean, as I've said before, I grew up with the GI Joe the Rise of Cobra toys. Had some of them, not many of them, but some of them. Just want to show you that 44 Magnum. That is a really beefy revolver. That's cool. But yeah, I had some of the Rise of Cobra toys. Unfortunately, a lot of them got in quite bad condition because I was a kid at the end of the day. But I have tracked down and reacquired some of them. And I would again like to get more of them as well. I feel like this sort of modern era of Joe for me is what I really love collecting. I know a lot of people like the O-rings, they like the classic style figures, but for me it is all about these really nicely articulated, highly posable and highly accessorized action figures. If I can get more from these lines, from the Pursuit of Cobra line, etc., then I will be a very happy man. And there we have got Kwinn out of the packaging. So we've got all of his accessories behind him. We will take a look at the figure himself first. So right off the bat, the figure comes with this sort of bullet bandolier wrapped around him. I believe this is the same bandolier as this. Possibly, possibly not. I don't actually know. Let's test it by not throwing things on the floor. Let's give it a test. No, okay, so I think this is a bandolier that can like wrap around the figure, and then this is a bandolier that can actually plug in to the turret. Or maybe the other one could plug in as well. That's interesting. I didn't think he came with 2 of these, so I feel like I might have got lucky. I'm going to tell myself I got lucky even if I didn't, but you can see those bullets there. Really nice gold chain, and as I say, you do get another flat one which goes with one of the accessories that we'll look at shortly. But coming back to the Kwinn figure himself, you can see this guy looks so cool. I'm really interested in the background of this character, so if you know this character, please do tell me more below. I believe he appeared in the comics, and my kind of perspective on him is looking at, say, the water bottle here, looking at the knife and some of the bladed weapons. I feel like there might be an Aboriginal connection here, but I am massively uneducated when it comes to that, so I'm not too sure. But you can see he has this really cool tack belt, he has got a holster there. I like how the belt, he's got a knife that isn't removable, but I like how the belt feels very, very practical. It feels like something you'd see a hunter using. He also has got these skulls on a necklace around his head, and then he has got this kind of back body armor plating. It doesn't have anything on the front. I'd expect it to maybe have a pistol holster or something, but it doesn't. But here's a really good looking figure. He's got ball joints at the shoulders, ball joints and swivels at the elbows, hinges at the wrists, which we don't always see on GI Joes. A ab crunch, that felt a little bit funny as I did that though, so I'm not going to do that again. A ball jointed head, legs that kind of can't get out to 90 but can get out fairly far, double jointed knees but they are restricted by the sculpting for the shorts there, and then hinges in the ankles as well. So really, as far as your super articulated Joes go, this guy has got everything you want, and just again looking at that figure there, he looks really, really great. We're going to get some of his accessories in his hands. So we'll start with the 44 Magnum, as you can see just there. We get that in focus. You can see it's a big, beefy 44 Magnum. There we go. You've got obviously the chamber, the other details, some decent sculpt work in there. There's not a lot of sculpt work, but it doesn't need it. And that can come out of his hand and go into this holster just here. And as you can see, you got the barrel sticking out the end, but it sits quite snugly in there, which is cool. So he's got that. What other accessories do we have? We have this little sort of hand blade. I put it in his hand, so you can see there. Really great paintwork for the metal of the blade, actually. That looks really nice. Really cool accessory. So that can fit in the backpack quite nicely. We also, along the similar vein, get this kind of homemade tomahawk. Again, you can see that really nice colouring there. Works incredibly well. We get this weapon, which is like a pike or a harpoon. I'm assuming a harpoon, given that it references it on the box. You can see it's got the hook up here, the spike, the double black handles. You could get some cool poses with this figure using this weapon to attack some Cobra Troopers. One of the coolest accessories he comes with is this, which is a bear trap. So you can put it down, have a figure actually place their foot on the trap, as you can see just there, close it around their foot. That is a really nice accessory for this kind of outdoorsy character. He has a shotgun. So this is actually probably the one thing I think doesn't really fit this character, purely because the shotgun style is a Benelli M4, and I could see a character like this more using a double barrel shotgun or that kind of thing. But this is cool. You've got the sculpted in Tactile underneath, the top tactical rail. Looks pretty decent as far as your pump shotguns go. His grip on it is a little bit loose, but if you were to mangle the hand around a bit, which I will later, it will fit nicely. One of my favourite accessories for this figure, because I think it fits his character so well, is the hunting rifle. So you can see there's even bullets in the stock, which is so cool. There's loads of wooden texture on this. It just looks really fantastic. Really, really good choice of a weapon for him. He's got the bolt just there, so this would be a bolt action rifle. Looks really good. And then his pistol has just fallen out. We'll put that back in. Then we get this heavy machine gun, which is, I think, an M2 Browning or a 50 cal. So you can see cast in this light grey plastic, can spin around, you can sit the figure on it to use it. And then obviously, as I was saying, you do get a belt of ammunition. There is a pretty deep gap just here, and you can plug the belt of ammunition. I think it goes this way. There's like a little black notch just there, and it kind of notches in, and there you go. You have got a 50 caliber turret mounted on a little tripod, as you can see just there. We will quickly get the name badge out. So the GI Joe Retaliation line ended up going with plain blank dog tags, as you can see just there. And then lastly, we get this backpack, and this backpack has got some nice detail on it. You've got silvers for the hooks, and then you obviously have got some paintwork as well. And this actually opens up, so this is a really, really nice feature, if I can work out how to do it properly, which we basically unpop these bits just here, and you have a really large backpack, and then you would just peg it back in. That clearly hasn't been unpegged in years, so it didn't really like that, but now it is back together, it's okay. And that can just be pegged onto his back. Will he stand with it on? He should do. Yeah, he will. So guys, that has been a look at the GI Joe Retaliation Kwinn figure. I was so excited because Tim literally called me from a toy shop and was like, do you want any of these GI Joe figures? And when I saw a Retaliation figure from Wave 3.5, I knew I had to pick it up. These really were the pinnacle of GI Joe toys in my opinion. Loads of accessories, loads of articulation, loads of detail. It does not get much better than this if you're a 3 3/4 inch collector who is a fan of soldiers. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, a bit of a trip down memory lane like a lot of the videos on this channel. This channel really is where I post stuff that doesn't go anywhere else. Like I say, if you know where I can get more Retaliation figures, do let me know in the comments below. And until the next time, take care and have a great week.